And now it's time for us to meet our first motorcycle of the day on this rather chilly, incredibly bright morning. Now you've got to feel sorry for Ducati. There they were with an awesome performing modern classic in the shape of their 998, yet they knew eventually something would have to change. Change. There's something us human beings fear the most. So you just knew that when the object being changed was as close to our hearts and daydreaming minds as the old Ducati 998, that when the replacement came out there would be an almighty wailing and gnashing of teeth. And there was, because here it is, the replacement, the Ducati 999.
Let's get the formalities out of the way first. This bike ain't anywhere near as purdy as the 916, 996, 998 family, and nor is it likely to achieve their timeless majesty either. But who cares? We could argue semantics on styling all day long, but personally, I'd rather get on with riding the bikes rather than jawing about them.
Climb aboard the 999 and you know straight away that this is a completely different animal to its predecessor. It is longer, it is slightly lower, and it is altogether a damn sight more comfortable. Yes, the 998's famous torture rack riding position that both Ducati and osteopaths around the world have been making fortunes out of for years now is at last gone. This definitely is a Ducati you can actually spend time on away from the racetrack without needing a hot bath and a brace of masseurs to look after you upon your return.
But up the ante and you'll still find that despite the new and improved bonus comfort, you're still in just the right position on board for banzai track attack when necessary. The 999 retains the mind-bending mid-corner poise of its predecessors. No other production sports bike feels as safe at silly lean angles as one of these. Best thing about the 999's handling though is although the mid-corner abilities are still impeccable, where every incarnation of the predecessor from the 916 onwards needed a serious amount of body weight to actually get it turned in the first place, the 999 now flicks in with the lightest of nudges on the inside bar and then proceeds to happily hug the curb all the way to the spot-on apex of your choice. Precision and sweet steering. Whatever next. The gearbox is prone to the odd false neutral here and there when you're tramping on at the track. On the road it's not so much of a problem, but if you are onto thrashing your mates on a track day, make sure you use a firm left boot to avoid any embarrassing misgears. If we were poking around for another downside to this bike, it would be the question of noise. Or rather the lack of it. This bike is quite simply far too quiet for a great big red V-twin. To be honest, the sound is more of an apology than a boom that comes out of that exhaust.
Otherwise, the 999 is absolutely bang on. And as for the looks, get over it, will ya? This bike outrides the one it replaces and it ain't going away, so get used to it. Now let's see how it stacks up overall.
Performance, 10 out of 10. Quite simply, this bike is a stunning package of handling and power and braking. Styling, 7 out of 10. I like this bike more and more every time I see it. But that said, it's not going to be any great beauty like its predecessor. Comfort, 7 out of 10. Quite amazingly, the most comfortable Supersports Ducati ever. Not the torture rack that the old models were, very well improved. Reliability. We're going to sit on the fence here and go with a 5 out of 10 because the bike simply hasn't been out long enough to be proven yet. But the old models were getting better and better. If you do want one of these though, make sure you do spend money on proper servicing. Value for money, 7 out of 10, but only if you're loaded. 11.5 grand is a lot of money for a motorcycle. That said, if you can afford it, you get an awesome package.